right. But let me also say that this process started in a very slow pace and in a very disorganized manner. Between 5 and 8:30, we were struggling with having our agents allowed in, although they had all the necessary documents. I think the POs were not talking to the ROs, and the ROs were not talking to the CRO. Whatever the reason, there was one station in Nyoro where even the RO was not there. We went about looking for him. So it's a process that started very slowly in a bit of a disorganized manner, but we are hoping that maybe they will correct that as we move on. I think the other thing to note is that there has been a lot of voter bribery across the whole county, and that is of great concern. We have shared that information with the security forces. We've shared it with GAO, and we are urging the internal security to ensure that they wipe out all the people who are bribing voters, because bribing voters is buying readers, and I don't think it's a reflection of what this country should be able to do. So we would want to urge them to make sure that they weed out all the people who are trying to buy their voters. There was time for election. They should have stood their agenda at that point. Otherwise, I think it's good. It's a great day for Kenya, and whatever the numbers will be, the final tally will show us who are going to be the next leaders of this country.
Governor, we had delayed process in Kabete constituency, where majority of the stations were delayed even for more than 2 hours. Maybe have they explained why, and will this maybe get back in the evening when the voting counting starts?
Well, there were several issues in Kabete. One was the preparedness, and the other one was there was a power blackout from as early as 5 a.m. In Wangigi and the surrounding environment. But I want to thank KPLC, because after we reported, within like 10 minutes, power was reconnected. Now, the time we have lost, even in Emuru where some ballot papers were not available, that is for IEBC to decide, because the people are entitled to a particular number of hours of voting. If you deprive them 2 hours and you don't compensate, then it means it's not a free and fair practice. So is that subject for petition? I'm not sure. So Chebukati, I understand, is going to be addressing us. He will probably explain that and say what the remedial measures are going to be. But I think generally, as we are seeing, despite being slow, we are seeing people coming out and, like in this station and a few others, and people coming out and wanting to exercise their democratic rights. I think what we want to urge IEBC is to make sure that they correct whatever may have happened, so that in the next coming hours, we have a much more faster and efficient process.
You have said of technology, still up to now, sections in Rari constituency, still they are going very slow. Majority of the machines are not functioning. Have you maybe complained to the county returning officer?
We have
to the manual?
We have complained, and that is why, right from the beginning, us in Azimio, we say that we should have the register. Now, some of those people went to court, and they were actually arguing against having the physical register. I understand that some of them were lucky. They voted because they were in the physical register. So I think that shows you that in this country, people do not argue on principles. They argue because they want to argue against what the other argument has been. So I am hoping that, because like the process that we saw there, 10 minutes, taking one person 10 minutes. What they should do is to come with a better system.
Na mtazamaji, ni gavana wa sasa